System board prep, ATX. Before we start to prepare our system board, please make sure we are using some kind of ESD prevention. This system board supports DDR3 only, Intel Core i5 and Core i7 LGA 1155 microprocessors, and has two PCI Express 16X slots. Unlatch the load plate retainer and remove the CPU socket cover. Be careful of the pins in this socket. Holding the microprocessor by the edges, align the notches on the CPU to the corresponding locations in the CPU socket. Carefully place the CPU in the socket. Close the load plate retainer latch. Each of the RAM DIMM slots are numbered on the system board by channel. We are using channel slot A1 and slot B1. These are the two black DIMM slots. Open the RAM slot retainer clips, align the RAM module center notch with the RAM slot center guide. Slide it into a slot and press firmly until the RAM slot clips snap into place. We are not using a boxed processor for this install. The heatsink is a screw-in type with a bottom plate for mounting. Notice there is heatsink compound on the bottom. There are sticky strips for holding the bottom plate to the system board. Remove the protecting tape from the sticky strips before mounting. Mount the bottom plate to the system board bottom. Align the heatsink fan connector close to the CPU fan header on the system board. Align the screws to the threaded posts from the bottom plate. Screw in one heatsink screw a few turns. The screws are spring-loaded and have some resistance to this action. Make sure the screw and threaded post are not binding when screwing in. Line up the screw opposite to the first and repeat this action. Repeat this on the other screws. When all the screws are in their posts, screw them down until they stop turning. Do not try to over-tighten. These screws are designed to stop at the correct height. The springs are actually holding the heatsink on top of the CPU in correct position. Plug the heatsink fan connector into the CPU header on the system board. We are now ready to mount the system board into the chassis frame.